honestly only watched this just to see how bad it is. But after watching it, I can say it wasn't as bad as I expected. Sure, it had its ups and downs, but it wasn't really a total failure. There was some redeeming qualities, but of course there was a lot of flaws. There was a lot of stuff that really pissed me off in this movie, which I'm gonna address in right now. First of all, the movie starts with a lot of exposition. They were explaining stuff we didn't really care about and stuff we already knew. And then the worst part about this, the first part is Dragonball Minus, which is Goku origin, but except it's a Superman ripoff where Goku is Clark Kent and Bardock is Jor-El. Bardock's character gets completely destroyed in this movie. I don't even know why I keep calling him Bardock. I should call him Bardock because he's fucking boring. And I'd rather have the Bardock special has the true Goku origin with the true Bardock than this piece of shit. And I know that's not canon, but it's 1,000 times better than this. And it was more original. People were criticizing Goku before for being a Superman ripoff. Now look, his backstory is exactly the same as Superman, which is funny because Toriyama didn't like how people made Goku like Superman, but then this guy make his backstory like Superman. It's really dumb. Bardock sent Goku to Earth to keep him safe because he has a feeling that Frieza's gonna do something bad for some reason. Even though it isn't what we were told at the beginning of the series, considering that Goku's whole purpose on Earth was to destroy it, and the reason why he didn't do it was because he knocked his head when he was a baby. The next thing is Frieza, while destroying Planet Vegeta, talks about the Super Saiyan God, which makes no sense considering that Frieza didn't know what a Super Saiyan God was until he fought Goku again at Resurrection of F, which happens years later. So if Frieza didn't know what a Super Saiyan God was, why is he talking about it? Then there's Broly. Broly in this film, it was okay. I mean, he didn't really bother me a lot. The only thing I don't like about him is the fact that they turned him into a nice guy. Like, he doesn't do anything, he's just there. I mean, his backstory is better than before, but he was so much better as a villain than a good guy. But that's just me. And all he did, and I find it funny that people say he has character development, even though it's not true. This Broly doesn't even have any character development. He didn't change, there was nothing new to his character, and he didn't even learn anything. He was the same character the entire freaking movie. And in the second half of this movie, all he did was fucking scream. So I don't get what people are talking about when they say he has character development. They also try so hard to make us feel bad for Broly. Like, instead of like showing more about Broly in this film, because this movie is basically based on him, there was more characters like freaking reminding us of how Broly is not a bad guy and he doesn't deserve such treatment. It was some dumb shit. And then there's the part when they were fighting on Earth, which, you know what, I'm gonna give credit. The fights in this movie were actually good. I'm not even gonna say good, but they were amazing. And I'm not even being sarcastic, I'm giving it credit. The fights in this movie were amazing, they were entertaining to watch, and they were like classic Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z fights. The only thing I wish the fights had is violence. We needed blood and gore. I don't know why they remove it. When they do that, it takes away from the fights. But other than that, man, all the fights were good. The one with Vegeta was good. The one with Goku was good. And it was hilarious at the same time because Broly was beating the shit out of Goku. That was fucking hilarious, man. The one with Broly versus Gogeta was fucking good too, man. But then when Gogeta transformed and went to his ultimate transformation, then everything went downhill. But other than that, it was good. Like every fight was good. During the fights, Vegeta showcased a new form, the Super Saiyan God form, the red one, which is weird considering that he never used it in any of his battle and was only using blue. But you will expect this movie to explain why he's using it now all of a sudden and how he achieved the transformation. But you get no explanation because fuck explanation. This is Dragon Ball Super we're talking about. Anything just happens. You just have to accept it. Next thing you know, Vegeta had Super Saiyan 3 since the Buu saga. I swear, man, this is so dumb. And Broly also has a form, but he's basically a great ape, except he doesn't transform into a great ape. So he's a great ape and has the powers of the great ape. But my problem with the form is that earlier in the movie, Paragus said that he took away Broly's tail because he was too dangerous. So if Broly doesn't have a tail, how the fuck is he able to use the great ape's power? That's like transforming into a great ape without looking at the full moon. This movie has so many plot holes that if I want to talk about all of them, this review will never end. Don't even get me started on the Broly bullshit power-ups. I mean, Broly is one of my favorite characters and all, but in this movie, his power-up is bullshit. You're telling me this nigga can beat 2 Super Saiyan God? Like, Broly is stronger than Goku and Vegeta. Like, if you take away Gogeta, you take away Fusion, he's technically stronger than both. But this nigga doesn't even have any battle experience whatsoever. The only person he ever fought was Paragus, who is considered a weak fighter, and he was only playing with a giant dog. So you're telling me a guy who only fought his dad can beat 2 Super Saiyan God who train almost every day with Wiz? I'm not even mad and I'm not even shocked. I'm not even mad because all it shows is that I'm happy this happened because Broly just proved that God Ki doesn't mean anything in Dragon Ball. God Ki was just a stupid concept that was just introduced in the series just to waste people's time. Just look at how many people beat Super Saiyan Blue Goku. Fucking Hit. I mean, Hit I can understand because he has a cheap technique, but fucking Goku Black, Jiren, Android 17, Golden fucking Frieza, who only trained for 4 months by fighting a weak soldier, and he became as powerful as Super Saiyan God Goku, and the list goes on. God Ki was a waste of time, man. Broly goes berserk over the death of his dad and goes to turn to a legendary Super Saiyan. Then Goku and Vegeta get their ass kicked, so they decide to go to Piccolo and learn the fusion dance. But I don't get it. I mean, they didn't use their form like Kaioken Blue or Evolution. Whatever. Let's just move on. Nothing else mattered in this movie anymore. Um, they did my man Piccolo in this movie dirty, man. I mean, the guy was standing like it was sad, man. The guy was standing on the mountain looking at the cloud the entire movie, and his excuse for not fighting is that, oh, I'll get in the way. Are you serious? So they teleport there, and then Goku and Vegeta learn the fusion dance. And while this was happening, Frieza was getting his ass kicked by Broly, by Berserk Broly, I mean. And that shit was funny, man. It was probably one of my favorite scenes of this movie. Yeah, he was getting his ass kicked. But here's the bullshit part, though. Every time Goku and Vegeta were doing the fusion dance, they were failing. So Piccolo told them to retry it every 30 minutes. So while this was happening, you're telling me Frieza got his ass kicked by Broly but didn't pass out? What? I mean, let me refresh your memory a little bit. In the Tournament of Despair and Sorrow, and yes, I'm calling it that because it was a piece of shit arc. I can't believe people are actually saying that was the best arc of Dragon Ball. They only said that because the colors were good, that was it. Other than that, everything was a piece of shit. But Frieza got his ass beat by Toppo, and he couldn't even stand against Toppo. But in this movie, he can tank Broly. And Broly is stronger than Toppo. I'm assuming that because every new threat is stronger than the previous one. So Broly is technically stronger than Toppo. So you're telling me Frieza can't even stand getting beat up by Toppo, but can tank Broly for 1 hour without passing out or dying. And it's not like Frieza was actually landing some few punches on Broly like it was a toe-to-toe fight. No, he was getting wrecked. He was getting fucked. And he was still managed to stay alive and not pass out. Wow. Wow, man, that's some bullshit, man. That's so bad, man. The movie also has no tension because we already knew how Broly was gonna lose anyway based on the trailer and the fact that he's not a bad guy. So the Earth wasn't even really in danger. Also, Wiz was there, so Wiz could have stopped him if he wanted to. And the movie ends, well, everybody all become friends for no reason, even though they were all trying to kill each other at first. Broly suddenly forgets that Paragus is gone and gets over it, even though it was the reason why he even transformed in the first place, because he saw Paragus die. Act like this never happened. So Goku tells Broly that he's gonna teach him some stuff, which means him and Broly are now friends. Which means more powerful warriors on the team. Great, more Saiyans. It's not like we already have enough good guy on the team. So yeah, that was Dragon Ball Super Broly. It was kind of dumb, cheesy, stupid, irritating, but I enjoyed it. The reason is it was pretty entertaining. I had a lot of fun watching it. It's been a while since I liked the new Dragon Ball stuff. I think the last time I liked something from it was in 2013 with Battle of Gods. And I'm not talking about the garbage remake from Dragon Ball Super. I'm talking about the movie itself. Yeah, that was the last thing I liked before this movie. So I'm glad I had fun with it though. Plus, it didn't take itself way too seriously, and it's still better than everything we got from Super so far. So I guess that's something. But I just wish the movie could have been so much better. Like, as a Dragon Ball fans, I really hate these plot holes, man. I hate the new Goku origin. Like, Goku doesn't even have an identity anymore, man. Like, his backstory is not even special anymore. Like, they pretty much threw the other one in the trash and they gave him a Superman backstory. It's so sad. It's so sad. And I hate this new Bardock too, like I said. And I really wish Broly was a bad guy. Like, he was so much better as a bad guy. I'm not saying I don't like this new one, but I do like him, but I just think Broly fits better in the bad guy category than in a good guy. Because when he was a bad guy, despite his stupid motivation and a little dumb backstory, he was still a threat. He was a threat. He was menacing. That's what I love about him. And this movie is not a menace because he's not even a bad guy, so it's like, what's the point? And that's the thing that's weak about Dragon Ball Super. We need villains. The only villain we had was Goku Black. That's it. I mean, come on, man. Seriously? Like, we need more bad guys. I'm tired of getting these people that Goku always fight, and then after the arcs end, they all become friends for no reason. I'm tired of it. I just want to go back to the good old days when they were fighting villains. But yeah, man, the movie was alright, I guess. It was okay. I mean, I can tolerate it, despite the bullshit, because I had fun with it. I like watching it, so. And then you have these Dragon Ball fanboys saying this movie is the greatest Dragon Ball movie of all time. Sure, in terms of colors, that is. And you have these retards saying this is the greatest anime movie of all time. I don't know. I'm trying to understand why they say it, because this movie is just mediocre or subpar at best. Like, it wasn't that special. The only thing that happened here is like Broly comes to Earth, they fight and they become friends. That's it. That's exactly what happened. So I don't get how that's better than all these good anime movies out there. Whatever, I give this movie a 6 out of 10 and I'm out.